and did those things what we discussed?
Yeah, little bit on that. Not fully. Didn't got time.
Okay. So if you have any question and if you want to do that, I mean, you can just go ahead and start, and then we'll see where you are stuck. Or if you want me to go ahead with the next session, we can go ahead with the next session.
Last time it was clear what we have done. We just need to practice the
Okay.
workflows and all these things.
So I can start with the new session, right?
Next year, we
Yeah.
can go.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll present my screen just 1 minute. Let's see. So I'm audible to you guys, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have done. Okay, so we can create process builder. So before we go ahead and start with the process builder, so process builder is also a kind of automation when which we do into Salesforce. So before going ahead, actually here in this is the classic UI. In this classic UI, they are suggesting to use this flow builder. So let me go back. And for the process builder, they have just changed the whole UI into Lightning. So instead of creating the process builder and understanding it from here, let's go ahead and see how it looks into Lightning experience. So I'm just changing my experience to Lightning. And here in the setup, let's find the process builder. Yeah. No, I don't want notification. Just see the process builder. Okay, so you can see like it's pretty much same what we got into classic UI, but here I think it is more interactive. So welcome to the process builder. The process builder can easily automate everything from daily tasks like approval, follow-up, email, and more complex processes like order renewal and new hire onboarding. Sorry,
Nothing.
I heard something actually. Okay, so what? So if you guys remember, what we were doing is in the workflow, what we were doing, we were just creating a workflow. So what workflow does, it just, it trigger on if it is meeting with some condition, then what it does, it just trigger on that moment, and once it triggers, it just check what all action it needs to perform, and it just perform that action. And the same thing was there with the approval process. So whenever any item creates or anything, what it does, it just check uh, what all approval it requires, and on those approvals, what are actions needs to be done. And if those actions are done, it is just getting changed into I mean, you can just it just change. I mean, if that action get performed, then they are changing based on the action. We can just change if there is any attribute related to as we were saying last time, we were seeing the opportunity. So what we were doing, we were just changing the opportunity field. So likewise, we can do it likewise. We have here process builder. So as name suggests, it just build the processes. So what it does here is like uh, you can understand with something like this. It starts with whenever it starts. So you will have a graphical representation. Whenever you will build the process builder, you will have a graphical representation. So you will be able to see like what's happening around this process. So if you have any process which just get starts, after that, if if this checks, if this condition, if this criteria meets, then what should happen? Okay, there are some actions which needs to be performed. So this is on the true. And if it just get false, if it just gets false, some different based on some different criteria, we are processing some different sets of rules. And if this gets false, we are just performing some different criteria based on this set of rules, and we can just end those process. So this graphical representation we will understand here when we will create it. Okay. So let's create one process. Try flow builder. No. Let's go ahead and save. Its process name is what we want to do with this process. Say so before we go ahead and give the process name, let's see what this when this process we want to start. So this process can get a start. I mean, we can start this process when any record changes, if there is any event message is received, if it is invoked by another process. So one process can be started by multiple things like any record, if any record is changes. So we have seen in earlier in workflows and approval process, we can trigger those when record changes or something. And then we have this platform event message is received. So there are event mechanism with which we can just create a new process. I mean, it will just it will, that particular event, we'll just check that event if that event is triggered, and with that we'll just uh, create this. Okay, and then we have this. It's invoked by another process. I mean, we can invoke this by while when we are running this process, we can invoke another process. I mean, with this, so suppose we have a set of, let's say we have set of processes. So this is the process one, and then there is a set of process two, then we have set of process three. So these three processes we can trigger one after other. So that also we can do, like it is invoked by another process. As it is saying, we can invoke this by another process. So there are three kind of ways with which we can start one process. So we want to start this process when any record changes. Okay. Whenever any record is getting changed, we want to start this process. Okay. What is the process name? So we were working on two opportunities. I was just thinking what we can do with this process. So let's say we want to, as we know, we have opportunity. Let me just process builder. Let's go to skill advancement. Here we have the opportunity here. Let me open this into next tab to understand. We have this setup. Here, if we'll check any opportunity, let's say if we want to check this opportunity. So this is the closed opportunity. Let me go back. Closed, lost, closed, lost. Then this prospecting. Okay. So this is the details of the this opportunity. So if you'll see this opportunity, we have different stages with the opportunity. When this opportunity can be won or it can be lost. So let's say we want to do some actions whenever any opportunity. So also apart from its stage, we have a priority also, I think. Where is the priority into this? Cannot see the priority. Priority proposal, priority. Okay. So let's say based on, so we'll see that level information should be there actually. I don't know. Yes, switch to classic. Actually, it should not happen, but let me just check. Here, should see the level information. Why we don't see the level? Is it not there on our? Let's edit this layout. Maybe it's not there into layout. Section, blank space. And let's just remove this. Okay, so we'll start creating and then we'll see what is happening around, whether that field is there or not. So actually, I was just checking if that one priority field should be there on opportunity. So if that field is not there, we will see what we have to do. So first, what we are doing, we are creating a process builder. So let's go ahead with the process builder. Let's create new, continue. Our process name. Before that, what we selected, we wanted to trigger this process whenever record changes, and whenever any opportunity, any opportunity is, I mean, it's won, like whenever it's getting, like we have a two stage, one is won, and then we are closing and we are losing. So if it is won, closed won, then what we want to do. Okay, so what we want to do, let's say we want its name to be opportunity won account priority actions. Okay, so let's say we want to create it opportunity won account priority actions. Okay, you don't have to give its name, it will automatically will be done. So once you will do this, so what this new process is going to do, whenever any opportunity, whenever any opportunity is won, based on that, we want to change the account. Okay, so we have, I think, account priority field. Okay, so let's say, okay, whenever our opportunity is won, let's say whenever an opportunity is won, we want to, we just want to check. Actually, I just wanted to have one more field onto opportunity, but I'm not getting that field. Okay, so this field, let's suppose it's there with this account. Okay, let's save this. And if you'll see this account, there should be a priority. Yeah, you see there are priority here. Medium, low, timber. These are the cases with this account, but in the opportunity we don't. Okay, so let's just forget about it. Just go on to our process builder and we'll see how we can just develop our process and what all we can do. So whenever an opportunity is won, we want to fire this. We want to fire
Yes,
this
exactly we're
process.
trying. So what is our goal?
My goal is actually we want to, so on a, there is opportunity. Okay, so opportunity, whenever this opportunity get changed, so what is happening this with this account, if you go back, so opportunity are created on the account. So this opportunity are created on this account, like this is the parent company. Okay, I mean, this is the company on which we have, for which we have created this opportunity. So whenever this opportunity will won, I mean, we just closed it to won. We want to, what we want to do? We want to do some activity with this process based on the priority actually. So we want to create three different processes. Okay. So in one process, as I was saying, so I just want to do something like this. Let's say I want to start this process whenever any opportunity is closed won. Okay, so it is whenever it is closing and it is winning, we want to trigger this process. And when we trigger, what we want to check, whether there are three things we are creating, three processes we want to create, three different processes. And those three processes, what we want to do, I mean, this is the process one only, but whenever it meets on these three separate criteria, what we want to do, we want to trigger different sets of actions. So suppose this particular if there are criteria like this opportunity have a priority high. Okay, it is on the high priority opportunity. Then what we have to do? We have to do some different sets of action. If it is a medium kind of thing, we have to do this kind of set of action. And if it is a low, we want to do this set of action. So that's what we want to do as part of this. So that priority, one priority field is also there. That priority field, I'm just missing if it is onto account or if it is onto opportunity. Actually, it used to be onto opportunity. If it is not there, you know how to create a field, but that's not what we are here for. We just want to create this process builder. So let's go ahead and see how we will develop our process. Okay. So you understood, right, what we want to do with this process?
Yeah.
So basically with this process, there are three different set of things you want to do based on the opportunity winning. So if this opportunity is getting closed and if it is won, what we want to do, we want to do one kind of rule. And then if it is winning and if it is a medium priority, we want to do a different kind of thing. So we'll just go ahead and we'll see. Actually, I have created the processes, but I just missing. Okay, so here I was telling you how you can just see. Okay, so go with the flow builder. No. Okay, so you see here it is getting started, and then when we want to start this, we want to start it when onto which object. So it is asking us to give the object. So we know like on which object we want to create. It is nothing but our opportunity object. So we'll just go ahead and add our object opportunity. Okay. Then we have this start the process. So on this object, when you want to start the process, only when the record is created. So whenever record is getting created, you want this opportunity to get triggered. But that's not the case. You want to trigger this process whenever record is created or edited, because our main purpose here is to check this thing. Opportunity one. Okay. Whether because this opportunity will get changed, can change to one, right? Anytime it get changed to one. So it's not only when it's getting created, it's also when it get edited. So it's making sense or not? Hello.
Yeah, this one.
So it is just asking choose an object and specify when to start this process. Okay, so this process, when we want to start this process. So the first option is when the record is created. The second
Created
option is when the record is created or
or
edited.
Edited.
We want to go with this option because it is there are very less chances whenever one opportunity is getting created, that time only we are just closing. It's not that case, right? Mostly it will be into prospecting, then it will get to need analysis, then value proposition, maybe something, and then when it get just changed into closed one, that time our process will get triggered.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have this advanced section which have this recursion. So what it says, allow process to evaluate a record multiple time in single save operation. Okay. So what does this mean? So what happened? Like there could be three actions, okay, three separate actions. And with this action, what we are doing, like this is the one criteria, it is fulfilling one criteria, and then there is another criteria, then there is this another criteria. And based on these criteria, we are doing some actions. And maybe in those actions, maybe what we are doing, we are just changing it to close one. I mean, whenever any process happen, whenever it just getting changed into close one, we want to evaluate record. I mean, in multiple time.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So I think you'll have to understand it. I'll have to this particular thing. I will have to give more details. So first you'll have to, like it is saying, recursion. Okay. So what does this mean? So this is our sentence and which we are just turning it on. Okay. So what does this mean? Allow process to evaluate a record multiple time in single save operation. Okay. So it this is into which section? This is into choose object and specify when to start the process. So we are just evaluating whether this process needs to be start or not. Okay. So evaluation is for whether we need to start this process or not. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So we want to specify when we want to start the process. Then we choose key when a record is created or edited. Whenever a record is created or edited, we want to start the process. But what is this exactly about? I mean, we understood that when a record is created or edited, what we want to do, we want to start the process. Now what? Now what is this recursion? So as we what we were doing, as you guys know also, we have different code through which a record can be changed, like apex code. So apex code, what it does, it can change a record, can change a record. Okay. So maybe, okay, so I'm telling you what all things can change a record. Okay. So this apex code can change a record to 1 equals to true, or we are just checking whether that. Okay, then what other can do? Workflow. So workflow, you guys remember with the workflow also we can change a record, right? So whenever what is this process, before starting this process, these things can execute. I mean, these things are executing, and whenever you are saving the record, so just forget about this process. Whenever you are saving this record, you change something, you are changing some item into this. So you just click, you are clicking on to save, but when you are clicking on to save, these many operation can run behind. One is apex code, workflow, process builder, and what approval process. Okay, so these many things can run in the behind. So whenever these things are working, what is happening? This process builder should wait, and it should wait and check to all these processes to get it finished. And even if any time this thing get changed into close one, then what we will do, we'll just trigger our process. समझे क्या ये किस लिए है ये रिकर्शन? This
थोड़ा
is
बहुत,
little,
not
this is, हाँ,
little bit, not fully.
जैसे कि ये है हमारा प्रोसेस, ठीक है?
Okay.
ये प्रोसेस हमने किस पे बना रहे हैं? हम अपॉर्चुनिटी पे।
Opportunities पे. Okay.
ठीक है, एक मिनट, वेयर आर यू मैन? तो हम क्या करना चाहते हैं, वी वांट टू डू सम एक्शन ऑन टू दिस ऑब्जेक्ट।
Opportunity.
ओके, और हमने बोला कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑब्जेक्ट पे ये वाला प्रोसेस बिल्डर कब हम ट्रिगर करेंगे, जब रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट होगा या एडिट होगा। तो ये अभी हम या तो अपॉर्चुनिटी पे जाके एक नया रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करें, ठीक है, या
Okay.
तो इसी को हम एडिट करें, ठीक है, इसी को
Hmm.
एडिट करें। व्हाट इट विल डू, इट विल जस्ट ट्रिगर, ठीक है। तो जैसे ही हमने एडिट किया, सेव किया, ये ट्रिगर हो जाएगा हमारा, ठीक है। बट हम क्या करेंगे, हमारा एक क्राइटेरिया भी होने जा रहा है ना कि वी वांट टू ट्रिगर ओनली व्हेन, कि जब ये मतलब वॉन हो। समझ रहे हो तुम लोग ना, कि जब ये
Yeah.
particular opportunity is being won, then only we want to trigger this, so that criteria is there। पर ये जो क्राइटेरिया है, दिस कैन गेट चेंज्ड फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ अदर प्रोसेसेस आल्सो, लाइक दीज एपेक्स कोड, वर्कफ्लो, अप्रूवल प्रोसेस, दे कैन चेंज दिस स्टेटस ना। तो जब तुम सेव कर रहे हो, तो क्या हो सकता है कि उस समय ये वाला जो स्टेज था वो प्रोस्पेक्टिंग था, ठीक है, जब हम सेव कर रहे थे। और जब हमने ये बिल्ड किया, जब हमने ये सेव किया, बट क्या किया, किसी वर्कफ्लो ने जो है इसको जो है चेंज कर दिया, क्लोज वन। सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, इवन एक बार क्या हुआ, एक बार हमने वर्कफ्लो ने किसी को चेंज किया, जब कोई भी प्रोसेस इसको चेंज करेगा, तब तक ये वेट करेगा और फिर इवेल्युएट करेगा कि ये इसका कंडीशन मीट हो रहा है कि नहीं। चाहे वो वर्कफ्लो हो, इट इज चाहे वो वर्कफ्लो हो, चाहे अप्रूवल प्रोसेस हो, चाहे एपेक्स कोड हो, किसी ने भी अगर इसको चेंज किया, ठीक है, किसी ने भी इस चीज को चेंज किया, इस ऑब्जेक्ट को चेंज किया, उसके बाद क्या करेगा हमारा ये प्रोसेस जो है, इट विल जस्ट चेक वेदर इट इज चेंज्ड और नॉट, एंड देन इट विल जस्ट ट्रिगर ऑन इट। तो जैसे कि ऐसे समझ लो, लेट्स गो मैनुअली, ठीक है, let's think a manual work, because it is an interesting topic, and it get asked into interviews also. Some interviewer ask it, why should we just check this recursion or not, if you have to trigger a particular process based on any attribute change condition, okay, and when we should do and when we should not do। तो जैसे कि हमारा कंडीशन क्या होने वाला है, व्हाट वी हैव आवर आस्क, व्हाट इज आवर आस्क, कि whenever whenever अगर तुम लोग को समझ में आ गया पूरी तरीके से तो यू गैस कैन जस्ट से, अदरवाइज आई विल जस्ट एक्सप्लेन इट, ओके। सो दिस इज अ स्टेज क्लोज वन, सो whenever opportunity gets won, we want to trigger the process। Whenever opportunity gets won, we want to trigger the process, ठीक है। तो this thing can be, ये किस में हो सकता है, जब क्रिएट हो रहा है अपॉर्चुनिटी तब भी हो सकता है, और जब एडिट हो रहा है तब भी हो सकता है। और क्या हो सकता है कि किसी ने, देयर कुड बी अ वर्कफ्लो वर्किंग बिहाइंड, और एपेक्स वर्किंग बिहाइंड, एपेक्स कोड वर्किंग बिहाइंड। वो क्या कर सकता है, दे कैन जस्ट चेंज दिस। जब हम ये सेव किए, जब हमने ये सेव किया, जैसे ही सेव किया, तो हो सकता है कि बहुत सारे एट्रीब्यूट पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, ये जो है वर्कफ्लो लिखा हो, चाहे एपेक्स लिखा हो, विच इज वर्किंग ऑन टू दैट, और जैसे वो सेव हुआ, इसको ये सपोज ये चेंज कर दिया क्लोज वन ने। किसने चेंज कर दिया, ये वर्कफ्लो। तो पहले क्या हुआ, पैरेलली जो है तीनों हमारे रन हुए। एक बार क्या रन हुआ, वर्कफ्लो भी रन हुआ, एपेक्स भी रन हुआ और प्रोसेस
प्रोसेस
बिल्डर भी रन हुआ। तीनों रन हो गया हमारा, जैसे तुमने सेव किया तीनों रन हो गया। ठीक है, अब क्या किया, वर्कफ्लो पहली बार में क्या किया, वर्कफ्लो प्रोसेस बिल्डर पहली बार में चेक किया कि ये क्लोज वन नहीं है। ठीक है, ये क्वालिफिकेशन है, इट विल नॉट गेट ट्रिगर्ड क्योंकि ये क्वालिफिकेशन है। बट क्या हुआ, वर्कफ्लो क्या किया, वर्कफ्लो ने इसको चेंज कर दिया। ठीक है, इसको क्लोज वन कर दिया। अब क्या करना है, प्रोसेस बिल्डर को फिर से चेक करना है कि इसका स्टेटस, करंट स्टेटस क्या है। तो जब जब ये अपॉर्चुनिटी चेंज होगा तब तब हमारा ये रिकर्शन क्या करेगा, जब तुम ये चेक करोगे तब तब हमारा ये जो है रिकर्शन चेक करेगा कि ये वॉन हुआ क्या। ठीक है, तो वो सारी क्राइटेरिया वो बार बार चेक करेगा।
ओके ओके।
ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट इट इज।
अच्छा। So whenever we are also working on this process builder, so we need to click on that yes option with advanced recursion.
Yes, so whenever you think कि it needs to recursively check, ठीक है, कि कोई चेंज हुआ क्या, उसका वन चेंज हुआ क्या। क्योंकि तुम्हारा कई बार क्या होता है कि यू डोंट हैव टू, इन अवर सिनेरियो वी हैव टू चेक, बट समटाइम्स यू डोंट नीड टू चेक कि ये। लेकिन प्रोसेस बिल्डर में अगर कोई, जैसे कि अगर तुम ट्रैक कर रहे हो ना, यू आर जस्ट ट्रैकिंग अ पर्टिकुलर फील्ड, with the process builder you are tracking any field for a particular value, कि वो वैल्यू जैसे ही हुआ हमें क्या करना है, हमें ट्रिगर करना है प्रोसेस, तो वो हमेशा तुम्हें रिकर्सिव के थ्रू ही करना है।
Okay.
ठीक है, तो यू विल बी एबल टू डू। अब लेट्स से वी वांट टू सेव द फर्स्ट। तो अभी देखो ये हमारा प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हुआ और एक इस पे काम कर रहा है, दिस इज अ ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग। ये स्टार्ट हुआ, ये इट इज वर्किंग ऑन टू अपॉर्चुनिटी। अब हमने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी पे, ये कब स्टार्ट होगा ये भी हमने बता दिया। अब क्या करना है, हमें क्राइटेरिया ऐड करना है। ठीक है,
Okay.
तो ये क्राइटेरिया क्या है हमारा, ये क्राइटेरिया है कि should get won and priority, we'll see priority। so priority हमारा क्या होना चाहिए, let's say it is a high। दो कंडीशन हम लगा रहे हैं, एक तो ये मतलब this is getting won and its priority is high, then what we have to do, we just have to find a field, let's say, okay, before that there are criteria for execution, you see। तो ये criteria for execution में, like these are the conditions are met for formula evaluates to true। okay, so here you have the see formula field, you can use this formula field, or you can just use this one with the criteria are made। so you can just give the, I mean, multiple criteria here based on, you can just add, or the similar thing you can do with this one formula। so formula also you have learned, you have to just keep it, whenever it just evaluates true it will just execute it। okay, so what we have to do, we have to understand the criteria based on the customer priority। so let's say the opportunity, the one, so first we have to create the one। okay, we are just checking the one, and that one, oh sorry, we want to just keep this one। so let's say opportunity one, and and want to choose this, and boolean is equal to true. So first condition, our first condition is opportunity needs to be one. Okay, then what should be our next condition? Next condition should be priority. So this priority is what I am looking for. This priority, where we define the priority on opportunity. I'm just checking 1 minute. Count ID. Yes, okay. Okay. So here if you'll see account name onto account name, we just define the priority on account ID, opportunity account ID, and there is this customer priority. Okay. So account ID, where are you? Account ID. So on this account ID, why it is not coming here? That's what I'm editing. We will see why it is not coming here, but actually on to opportunity, there is this account ID, and here we you see we can just say, okay, this is one, okay, and then account priority is high equals pick list high. So there are three different account priorities. So here what we did, we just selected onto opportunity. We have this account, okay, account on this account. So we are saying like this is the opportunity, and for this opportunity, what is the priority? So that priority is defined onto this account ID. Okay, so for this opportunity, based on the account ID, it is high. I mean, we are saying the customer priority is high. Customer priority, if it is a high, pick list high, then we want to just trigger it. Just save it. Okay. So you understood, right? What is this criteria? We will see that priority thing, like why it is not coming there, and we'll see on to account section. But you understood, right? What is this criteria we created?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we created those two criterias. One is when opportunity is getting one, and another is whenever its priority, customer priority is high. Okay. What else we can do with this? This is the action which you have to create. Oh, okay. Okay, so before we go ahead with this actions, okay, and this is the stop button. Yeah. So before we go ahead with this action, let's see some more values onto our criteria. So what we did, we created two condition onto our criteria. One is based on these two fields, like these two fields, whenever this field is one, then and then whenever the priority is high, then and then we have, you see, this condition section. So in this condition section, we have three different kind of conditions. So it is saying you have defined set of conditions. What we have to do, I mean, do we have to fulfill all the condition and or the custom logic? Some logic you can write like uh, going to true something less greater than true, something like that. I mean, you can write some logic here, 1 and 2, like if it is 1, like you see, if you see 1 and 2, you'll say 1 and 2. So this is 1. You see, it is numbering it is giving. So let me just delete it and let's understand from the first one. And when you'll see and, this all condition needs to be true. The first one, second one, if you're creating any third row, if there also you have defined some rules, so all needs to be true, then only this criteria will be fulfilled. Then we have a or condition. Any of this will get true, then the criteria is fulfilling. Then we have this customize the logic. When we have, let's say, only first. So if you have, you see, three condition, and if 1 and 3 is true, then we'll say like this criteria is fulfilling. So you understood, right? This section.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have this advanced section. Do you want to execute the action only when the specified changes are made to the record? Okay. So we have two fields. Okay. So this advanced section is saying, do you want to execute the action only when specified changes are made to the record? Like you want to, so what we are doing as part of this process builder, we are tracking this opportunity and we are tracking for these, which field, one is a stage, whether it's closed or not. And then we have another field, which is customer priority is high or not. So based on these two, what we are tracking this opportunity. So it is just asking us, do you want to execute the action only when the specified changes are made to the record? I mean, only we have to just check whether these things, whenever it just get changed, then only you want to execute these actions, or you want to execute every time. So will say like all the time, like whenever we'll say like whenever these changes are getting changed, I mean when this is getting true and when this is getting its customer priority is getting high, then only we want to just change it. Okay. So this is okay. So we'll have to remove it. Okay, now let's go ahead and save this. So here we have created our opportunity. All right. Now what we'll have to do, we'll have to create a immediate action, and then we have the scheduled actions. So we know like immediate actions can be created on whenever, I mean, something happened and immediately we want to create that action, which we just saw onto workflow also. So whenever any record is getting changed, that time we just want to just create that action. So before we go ahead and create the actions, let's create another criteria. Like, so we want to create three different kind of this rule, right? So let's create this criteria first. So what is this criteria? One and customer priority. Let's say customer this here this row will get executed when customer priority is high. Okay, I'll just copy it, save, and then we'll create another criteria, and in this criteria we will see when it is a medium. Okay, and conditions are met. We'll say when opportunity, account ID, uh, priority, customer priority. Here our customer priority is medium. Okay, and in this, what we are going to do, what is two things there, right? One. So one, whenever opportunity one will be true. Okay, for all the conditions, let's, whenever all the conditions will be met, to the record. Okay, now we save this and we'll create another criteria. So you see how many criteria you can create. You can create many criteria, and based on that, you can just execute the action. So whenever this criteria meets, to just execute the action. Okay, and then what is this stop? We'll see this stop later. So let's create this criteria again. So what is this criteria? In this criteria, we want to tackle the low one. I mean, want to create the low one, and here we want to say whenever an opportunity is won and it's true, and whenever this opportunity account the customer priority is low. Let's save this. So we have created three different criteria based on opportunities. Okay, so this is all we have done, and then we have this stop. So let's click on this stop and let's see what this saying. Specify what happens after evaluating this criteria. When the criteria is true, the process execute the associated action group. What happens next? Stop the process. ओके, तो अभी क्या हुआ कि एक पहला प्रोसेस गया, ठीक है, हमारा इवेल्युएशन स्टार्ट हुआ अपॉर्चुनिटी पे। अपॉर्चुनिटी हमने बता दिया है कि कब कब हमें जो है अपॉर्चुनिटी पे करना है ये प्रोसेस स्टार्ट। फिर ये क्या किया, जैसे ही ये स्टार्ट हुआ फिर ये चेक करेगा कि ये क्राइटेरिया, ओके, तो पहला क्राइटेरिया चेक किया, ठीक है। तो define the criteria for this action group. तो इस action group के लिए there are different, we can create multiple action group here based on this criteria. तो जब ये criteria ये check किया इस opportunity पे, ये criteria gets checked, and here we are checking the immediate action. What all immediate actions are there? If there is any immediate action, it will just do. Otherwise, if there is any scheduled action, it will do. Then it comes on to stop. Here on to stop, it is just saying when this criteria is true and process execute the associated action group, what happens next. चलो ये true हो गया, but अब जो दूसरे associated हैं, ठीक है, उस पे क्या करना चाहिए हमें, यहाँ पे प्रोसेस को स्टॉप कर देना चाहिए कि इवेल्युएट करना चाहिए, ठीक है। लेट्स से वी वांट टू इवेल्युएट द नेक्स्ट क्राइटेरिया आल्सो, वी कैन जस्ट क्लिक ऑन टू दिस, एंड whenever it just finishes, यहाँ पे जो भी actions रहेंगे, we will see whenever we'll create the action, it just goes here into this action. Then we can just stop it and then just go to here, and here our action is getting stopped here. So we'll create the actions tomorrow. For today, what you guys do, whatever we have done as part of creating this process builder, just try to create, and tomorrow we'll try to create a action on top of it.
Okay.
And let me know whatever if you guys will have any question about this. Yeah. Yeah, Rahul.
So this can be like what I can say pending, and मतलब ये इसको ऐसे I mean without completing this process we can skip this one, or
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
you
go.
can, yeah, yeah,
अच्छा,
you can do all the process. It's not, I mean, you see, this is all we have done. You don't have any save button or anything, you see.
okay, yeah, huh, yes,
So you can just create it till here, okay? And then
okay,
you can come later and then you can just start creating more things to this I mean, to this process builder,
okay,
okay?
yeah,
So it's not a one-time process because
अच्छा,
sometimes we just have to think and do. So
okay,
that's why it is developed that way.
अच्छा, हम्म,
Okay, so
हम्म,
just you guys just go ahead and create whatever I have done onto opportunity. It's basically what I have done onto I have started a process builder. I have started creating the process builder, and here I chose the opportunity
opportunity.
as a object, and then on this I have defined the three criterias, and based on the criteria, I am just we need to have this immediate set of actions action group, and for those action group, what I am doing after the action group, it is saying whether you want to stop or not. So I'm saying I want to evaluate the next criteria. That's all
Next,
I'm doing as part of this process builder section.
opportunity. Okay, okay,
So you guys also do the same, and if you'll have any question, maybe we'll just discuss that tomorrow and we'll start building it from here.
okay, sure.
Okay.
Mm,
All right.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you.